stay tuned for another episode of Fly Me to the Philippines. Hello, everybody. It's Mrs. Rob here, and welcome back to our channel, Fly Me to the Philippines. We just got married.
We just got married. Welcome to the wedding video. We're going to share with you our prenuptial photos up in the mountains of the Bukidnons at Communal Ranch. We're going to share with you Chrissy wearing 3 different outfits in the mountains. We're here at Communal Ranch with the photographer and the makeup artist. And
Yes,
Chrissy,
as
I
you
must
can
say,
see,
look at the bride. Look at the bride. We're here for a photo shoot as part of our wedding weekend. We had a ceremony on Friday last week at the Justice Hall, and we were married. What have you been accused of?
I want you to know I'm here as a witness.
The first judge refused to marry us, so that's a little bit of a story. But we were married. We had our witnesses and family members, and we went to a small, intimate gathering at a restaurant called Cuesta Roquia, which our friend Michael Smith from That Philippines Life, Michael and Catherine, came from Iloilo and Rojas City to visit us. They featured that restaurant and interviewed Jim, the owner, along with his wife Evelyn, just this 2 days ago. You may have seen that. So we had an intimate gathering Friday night, and then we had a wedding reception at Ultrawinds, which is directly, you can't quite see it, but we'll show you the picture of the white roof. And we had 100 guests, and we had 12 subscribers, 10 consulting clients, 7 solo consulting clients. We had friends, and we had golf buddies, and we had card buddies, and we had neighbors, and we had a party, and we're going to share with you everything.
Yes.
Chrissy, did you have fun?
Yes, I really had fun, and I was so happy that we made it and we're done with it. And for you guys who's watching right now, we would like to share it with you because I know that a lot of you were with us during our journey here in YouTube channel, and we will be very happy to share with you the big day of our life.
You know, Chris, you got a little surprise in the bag there we want to share with them, but I want to thank everybody. We posted on our community page a few wedding photos, and some of you got a sneak peek, and we had so many kind words and blessings received, and we haven't gotten a chance to respond to everyone yet, but we're gonna, by the time you see this video, I think I'll have gotten a chance to respond to all your kind words. Chrissy, show them what they missed when they didn't get to the wedding. There was a parting gift. Let's see what it is.
It's a t-shirt. I think it's 2 t-shirts here.
No, there's one in this one. It's a Fly Me to the Philippines t-shirt. We only have a few sizes left. We gave away over 100 of these at the wedding. We're going to make them available in the U.S. We're going to find a vendor here in the next week or 2. If you want one for Christmas, we'll put a link up soon. We'll to show you how to get it. And we have a trivia question for you. If you are living in the Philippines, you're an expat living in the Philippines, and you can tell the first one who can answer the question, what city in South America was I in the day I logged on to Filipino Cupid and the beautiful Chrissy said hello back to me? Where was I? First one to answer correctly. If we have your size, we'll send it to you by LVC here in the Philippines. And
I am too kind to give a clue. You can watch the answer. I mean, you can find the answer from the previous video that we made here in Fly Me to the Philippines.
Yeah, it's there somewhere. Anyway, let's walk everybody through the festivities.
Yes, I'm so excited to share it.
First, Chrissy, let me get to some hard business.
Yeah.
We were about 6 times over budget.
I know. Well, tell them the story about the budget.
You know, initially I gave Chrissy a budget, and I told her she could do whatever she wanted. I'd just stay out of it. And, you know, we've been saving up for a car. And so she decided, no, let's just go cheap. Let's just have like a casual restaurant. They wouldn't even, the place we wanted, it wouldn't even reserve tables for 30 or 40 people. But we would have gotten out for maybe $800 US. And that's what Chrissy wanted to do. And yeah, we looked at the venue, and we initially booked for 50 people, and we picked this food, and we weren't going to get a wedding photographer. And, you know, one thing led to another, Chrissy. We went and rented barongs for the men. I bought one, but the family members and the witnesses wore barongs. And we were in the dress shop, and they had this dress that you may have seen Chrissy wear, this peach-colored kind of Miss Universe dress is what I would call it. And it was just a hoot. I thought Chrissy should try it on. And holy cow, when she put that dress on, the budget went out the window. I don't know what happened.
I don't know why, because the original plan was just for me to wear the rental wedding dress
yes.
that I'm gonna wear on the event. But then you saw this dress and it just caught your eyes and you told me to try it on.
Yeah.
And I tried it on
and it fit perfectly.
He don't want me to remove the dress.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
anymore.
Once I saw the dress, I felt like I should just build the whole wedding around the dress. And we sprung for a photographer. Now, we used a gentleman named Glenn Palacio, who's well known here in Cagayan de Oro because he's the official photographer for the Miss Cagayan de Oro pageant. And in 2017, he was the photographer for Miss Universe and he's filmed, we have a very famous, the most recent Philippine Miss Universe, Pia
Words Back and Cagayan de Oro.
And he has a photo in his portfolio where he's shooting Pia and Catriona and one other Miss Universe winner or contestant. Winner. Yeah. And, it's kind of funny how we found him. There was a Facebook group for photographers, local photographers, and I just posed a question because I really didn't want to spring for the money for a photographer. But when we met him and we saw his portfolio, we arranged, and we'll start you off. We're going to walk you through this. Chrissy, why don't you tell them where we went first for the prenup photo?
We've been to Communal Ranch in Bukidnon twice already, and I remember the second time we went there, I told you that if we're getting married, I want a photo shoot there. And I don't know if you remember, it just happened that you want to have the prenup shoot there, so we went to Communal Ranch again and had a photograph.
We had Elton, your personal makeup artist, and he spent 8 hours with you, and he worked so hard. It was so much harder than the day of the wedding reception, and he did everything to make you look beautiful. And Glenn brought a drone and took amazing pictures. We did 3 different wardrobe changes. Some of the drone footage we'll show you here. Just an amazing. This place looks like New Zealand, and when you had Chrissy all dressed up, looking like a bride, it was magical. This picture of you up on the rock, they took this picture where Chrissy's standing on a rock in the dress. It was just amazing.
Who says it's easy to be a model?
No, I think it's hard. It was very hard work.
Very hard.
And the same thing in the West would have cost, I think, 10 times more.
Wow.
Glenn, if you need a photographer here in the Philippines, I highly recommend him. We left at 5 a.m. and Joseph.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, and Joseph, our taxi driver, was a witness for our wedding. Here's a picture of Joseph and his wife, and Joseph in the Hall of Justice, and he drove us up there, and he was so helpful. And for anybody coming to Cagayan de Oro who needs a driver, check out Joseph's contact information in the description box of this video. So Joseph was with us every step of the way. He's like a friend and a taxi driver. He was a witness to the wedding. And that was the second event on Friday. The first judge wouldn't marry us, Chrissy.
Yeah, the first judge that was assigned to marry us declined to conduct
just said
ceremony.
no.
Said no.
We jumped through so many hoops. We were delayed 6-8 weeks. We went to the city hall maybe 7 times. Extra photocopies. We finally went to Hall of Justice 4 times, 5 times, extra photocopies. Then they put you in a lottery system. Call back in a week. They assign you a judge. Well, finally we got assigned a judge, and you can't get a date until you get a judge. And then we heard from the judge, no, he won't marry you. What was up with that?
Well, there's some reasons, maybe a busy or tight schedule, but who knows? It's only the judge knows what the reason.
Yeah.
But I would say it's worth the struggle.
You got married. But we have 2 expat friends here in town who got married at the Hall of Justice, and one told the story that he was married with another young couple, and so the judge called both couples into chambers, and the judge must have been having a really bad day because he asked the other couple what their religion was. And oops, one was Catholic and the other one wasn't. And he seemed to have a real problem with that. And then he asked my friend if he was marrying his wife for sex. And he said no. And he asked the young bride if she was marrying him for money. And she said no. And he looked at the couple that was mixed religion. And he looked at my friend and he said, get out of my courtroom. I'm not marrying you guys. So that was that was 5 years ago. We had heard that story. And once this particular judge refused to marry us, Chrissy, it turns out another friend of ours, someone who used to be a pilot out of England, same exact thing happened with the same exact judge. We got the clerk of the court to explain to us why they wouldn't marry us. And so he went through, you have to go to the embassy and swear that you're eligible to be married, that you're not actually married somewhere else. You get this affidavit, a sworn affidavit. You bring it to City Hall. They make sure it's all sealed and stamped and everything. And then you bring it to the Hall of Justice. And then it goes to the judge. And the judge said, the one line said, we do not certify these facts to be true. We certify that they were sworn to us in person at the embassy. And the judge said, no, that's not good enough. So anybody from America who goes to the U.S. consulate or the U.S. embassy in the Philippines who gets this judge is not getting married by him.
Yeah. So I think it's just one of the, challenges that we faced during the processing of the papers.
Yes.
Once was your divorce paper, and then I thought that the paper that will make this complicated is my annulment, because I don't know about annulment, and it's very rare that people can get annulment in the Philippines. So I thought this is the one that will give us hard time. But
well, anyway, we had a friend. A friend of ours just went back to America on a K-1 and to marry a Western man, and she used to work at the courthouse.
Yeah.
She was very, very helpful. Thank you if you're watching. And she got us another judge, and we ran around and got copies made and signatures in 4 parts, and we got assigned to the other judge. And she was all business, and we were in and we were out. And then we were off to an intimate reception at Cuesta, which is across the river. And a friend, my regular Monday night card group has 8 people, and one of my friends and his wife own that restaurant, and I think it's the best restaurant. And if you watch Michael's channel, That Philippines Life, he just featured that restaurant. And we're going to show you some pictures of the intimate reception. Chrissy's wearing her wedding dress on this day from the Hall of Justice ceremony. We had a really nice, beautiful, you could have had a wedding there. I mean, if somebody wanted to have an intimate wedding and not blow their budget, the price of food, and we just went to the really nice SM downtown mall the other day and had a couple of restaurant meals, and we had ramen. It was like 600 pesos for a bowl of ramen. I mean, the quality of the food compared to the mall food or other restaurants, it is just like being back in the West. It is really amazing. And the prices are maybe 1/3 or 1/4 of what you'd pay back home. So you could have a wedding there, and we had Ray, our guitarist and soloist, was there, and we used him the following night at the wedding also. What did you think of that evening? Your parents, did they like it?
Yeah, they like it. Actually, that was the original plan, that just to have that dinner after the wedding.
Right.
And to those guests that we had, the witnesses, the parents, and maybe some of my sisters and brothers will be there. That was the original plan. But then we felt sorry about the people that want to witness our wedding, that want to see us celebrating our day. So we decided to make another reception. And actually here in the Philippines, you can rarely witness a wedding that will take 2 days to celebrate. Actually, because here...
It's more like India.
Yeah, usually what happened here is after the wedding, they will go directly right to the big reception.
Right. So we had... an out-of-town visitor, Dennis and Amy. This is a really interesting story. When you produce YouTube content, you meet interesting people, and interesting people reach out to us. And about 3 or 4 months ago, out of the blue, Dennis and Amy wrote to us and said, hey, we are on our way to Thailand, and we've rented this 5-star Airbnb, and we're taking our 2 daughters, and there's like a whole nother wing of the house, and we've watched your video, and you and us would be great friends, and you should come join us in Thailand and have a free vacation. And we're like, oh, wow. nah, we're not doing that. But it was so nice of you to offer. We wrote them back. And about 2 months later, they wrote us another nice note, just keeping in touch. And like, once we took the wedding venue from 50 and we bumped it up to 100, we said, let's invite them. And they flew in and offered to take us out to dinner on the day we got married. And so we asked them to join us at the more intimate dinner. And they turned out to be the nicest people. And we enjoyed their company. And Dennis gave us a wedding gift, and he gave me a putter, which I'll show a picture here.
Yeah.
A really, really nice putter. And, you know, they told us when we're in the Manila area to stop in and, you know, offered us a lot of hospitality. And so that's a sort of an experience that you have sometimes. So you would never have that experience. And we had 12 subscribers at the wedding. 7 came solo that were consulting clients, and 4 came with Filipinas. So Chrissy, before we get to the big reception, which was on Saturday, we had 25 Filipinos sleep over.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the shade. Everybody's in the shade. And I got to tell this story. So before everybody came, we went out and bought a 50-pound bag of rice, and we still had a third of a 50-pound bag of rice left. And Chrissy says, we're going to need more rice. And I'm like, oh, you're going to be crazy. We got like 60 pounds of rice there. And she says, well, we're going to need more rice. And I argued, and I said, no way. Yeah. And that was like Thursday before everybody got here. And Monday morning, Chrissy's like, we're out of rice.
Yeah, so like usual, women almost always right.
Yeah, so who knew? I always tell your father not to eat anything bigger than his head when he gets a bowl of rice.
That's 25 people.
We bought 3 additional, we have 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. We bought 3 additional we had an extra mattress, so we had 8 mattresses in the house.
Yeah.
And I offered to rent a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house about 2 miles away. And what did you say?
They will not like it. My family will not like it to be separated, because what they like, even though they will sleep like sardines, as long as they get to bond to each other, they will be happy and the stay will be worthwhile.
Yeah.
And I told you about, like, what if we will do the wedding into our province? And I'm going to tell you, the number of people that will be in a house will be like 3 times.
Yeah. So we had, how many children? We had like 8 children under the age of 7. And it was crazy, but the house came through unscathed. There's no gouges, no marks, no dings. Nothing got damaged. Nothing got broken. Everybody was happy. And you can see here, we're saying goodbye to the first half that left, maybe 10, 12 people in this car. And then another 8 stayed for a full week. And we didn't make any video. Stay tuned. We're going to show you the wedding reception here. But we didn't make any video. And one of the reasons is because we had family for the full week. Yeah. And the other thing that happened, which is sort of interesting, is our good friend Michael and Catherine from That Philippines Life with 60,000 subscribers. Check it out right here. They came to our wedding. We had gone to Iloilo and interviewed Michael previously in this video here. And they came and they have already given a preview. Some of you may have seen, he had some video footage of the wedding reception. And then the next day he made a video where he interviewed me out at the railing and did a tour of our house. If you haven't seen our house, go to That Philippines Life and check it out. Complete house tour. And then he went to Cuesta Rocia and produced a video there. And I appeared briefly in that one. I think you're briefly in that one too. So we've had a lot of people coming to our channel who saw us and were introduced to us on That Philippines Life. And while we are in this 1 week period after getting married and really the 1 week period before getting married. We haven't been very productive with video, and we've promised we're going to show you the wedding reception. And here we go. There's the makeup and the wedding, hotel shot, the photographer in the reception room.
Yeah, I think it's very important that in a wedding that you will have the photos of the flower bouquet, of the rings, and the barong suit.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel very special because you decided not to wear your traditional suit and tie, but instead you were wearing the barong, which is the national men's clothing in the Philippines.
And so did all the family members, all the men in the family. And some of the subscribers and consulting clients went out and on their own rented barongs.
Yes, and I was really happy looking at them that although we did not really require to wear this traditional clothing, but they chose to wear it.
So we were quoted like $13,000 for the minimum decoration package. And there was and this venue has no walls. It's this.
It's an open area.
It's an open air, and it has no walls. And they said, "Oh, for the minimum amount of money, like $200 US, $210," and it was kind of garish with purples and all kinds of, maybe for quinceanera in America, girl turning 15, it would have been appropriate. For me, it just didn't work. We brought all of our landscape plants. We have about 100 landscape plants here at the house. And Joseph has a second little side business on a water delivery, and he's got a bungo truck. And early in the morning, we dragged about 50 of these house plants up to the venue that were ours.
This.
All right. Including these. And then we went and picked up about 13 centerpieces and 30 small flowers. And we just decorated very minimally and naturally. We didn't have big signage, and we didn't have a really traditional Filipino look.
It's a minimalist, but yet pretty.
Yeah, I thought so. I like it. It reminded me more of a Western wedding.
Very demure.
Where people get to take home the centerpiece and things like that. And we put a bottle of wine at every table, and we ordered a 7-course buffet from Ultrawinds. And then Chrissy said, "Well, what about the lechon?"
Yeah, of course. In the celebration here in the Philippines, especially wedding and birthdays, you should always include the lechon, which is like part of the
How many kilos of lechon was it?
I think that was like 30 kilograms, and the other one is like 27.
So we spent $200 for each pig, roast pig. And they're smaller pigs, so they're more delicious when they're not full grown.
Yeah.
And it was $200. So on each side of the buffet, we had a lechon. And then we have a good friend, Christine, who has got a catering business. And we'll show a little picture of her contact number right here. But she catered an appetizer table, and she catered a dessert table. And then we brought sodas and alcohol, and they charge you corkage fee. It's like for every bottle of soda, it's a $5 corkage fee. Just for the dessert table, we had to pay $100 extra, pretty much, just to be able to bring in our own desserts. But it was more of a Western-style wedding instead of just a buffet, and everybody just eats and is done eating.
Yes, and I'm glad we had it.
Yeah, and we made one mistake, which is we had 2 wedding cakes, but the venue didn't have a way. They didn't have cake plates, and they didn't cut the cake and serve the cake, and so we had to beg for plates, and we didn't bring our own plastic plates, and so we didn't really think about how to get wedding cake to people, and maybe some people didn't actually eat it, and we ran out of plates. We had to get more plates and more forks, and it was more of a 1-plate buffet style meal, and then we had all the finger food, hors d'oeuvres, and desserts, and plenty of alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't know really who was drinking it, because your family doesn't drink. And I had a drink for the first time in 2 years. I used to drink socially. I never had a drinking problem, but as I get older, I've been trying to live healthy.
Yeah.
Although I've been eating everything in sight lately. You'll notice I'm a little chubby here.
I think you gave me a drink, and actually you can see it from the video where I was like, bringing the drink.
You were a little happy at one point.
I was like asking, what is this drink?
We had Ray, our acoustic guitarist.
Oh, he's very good.
Very good. We had a sound system DJ, but we didn't really use him. And Christine, who catered the desserts and the appetizers, she acted as the MC. Yeah. And we had your mother give a speech, and I was impressed by that. I didn't understand a word she said, but I was impressed.
To get up and give a speech,
Yeah.
it's like, for her, it's a big thing, really.
Yeah. And then Jim, my golf buddy, who you've seen at maybe some of the waterfalls, he appears a little bit. We had Alma, your girlfriend, give a speech. We had karaoke. Chrissy, you sang, when we did a duet. We did an Elvis song. What did we sing? Do you want to sing a line of it?
Can't help falling in love.
How does it go?
Wise
Men say. Okay, so we sang that, and Chrissy blew everybody away. And then she sang Dear Future Husband, because like the last time she could sing it, because we're already married.
Yeah, unless if I'm going to change the lyrics.
And the next morning, we just had every man for himself Dutch breakfast, and here's a picture of Michael from that Philippines life, man down. He blew up his knee walking around with CDO, and one of our guests was a physical therapist, and it looks like he's in a serious trouble here on the floor, but he was getting checked out by one of our guests, one of my clients, and we had a nice Sunday morning breakfast. And then Michael came over and interviewed us and took a tour of the house. And we interviewed Michael and his girlfriend, Catherine. And that's going to be our next video. You're going to see us interview Michael and Catherine together on the patio, all four of us. And that'll be an interview with That Philippines Life coming up next. So just a few final questions, Chrissy. What does it feel like to be married?
Happy. I feel like being settled already, like less worried of the future.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, which part of the wedding is your favorite?
Oh, seeing you like in that wedding dress. We got the first batch of photos back before the wedding, and seeing you at Communal Ranch in that dress, that was just really a pleasure to see you so happy and looking so good. There was a period in the court, and we're both with a napkin on our eyes. We're crying because, you know, the judge wanted us not to read our vows, but to speak them from the heart and not have them memorized. And that was hard, and I started to tear up. And you did too, and the clerk of the court ran out and got tissues.
I bet the back also were crying.
They were probably everyone was crying. And there's a great picture with me and Jim and Ivan all goofing around there afterwards. And that was a really special moment. I loved the way the venue looked, and I liked having our out-of-town clients and subscribers and collaborators, YouTube people show up. I loved it all. I love the networking that has been part of our life since we've done this YouTube channel. And so many people wrote to me and said they wish they could be here. You know, they'll be here in a few months. They want to stop in CDO and say hello. And we got one gift in particular from Peter from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
He went just crazy and got us 3 nights at this really high-end resort in Siquijor Island.
Excited.
A special, and we're going to go in December at some point. Special shout out to Peter and everybody involved in that gift. That was really amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to show you the pictures while we are unwrapping gifts. And to those people who gave us their presents, and even those who didn't but attended the wedding, we're very thankful. And your presence was really big thing for us.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about our wedding is that our public kisses. I can't count how many times did we kiss in public
for the photographer often.
Yeah. But you know, the thing really is when I saw these people that we didn't meet yet in person, but they were there on our big day. That really a very warming feelings.
And Chrissy, we've made new friends. We just met a couple and rented the house up by the street.
Yeah,
and
that could be another video.
That could be another video. They're moving in, and they're taking us out to dinner tonight, which is really nice of them. And we've had them over, and we've met them, and they seem like they'll be great friends of ours. And so CDO has got yet another expat couple.
Yep.
And so things are making forward progress. We're married, Mr. and Mrs. And now, you know, I sit here sometimes when I'm thinking, and I kind of do this with my ring. You know, it's that interesting thing.
Really?
It's the biggest change since I've been married. Sometimes sometimes when I
Well, when you
when I
gave me this
contemplate.
string, I was like, keep touching it while we were making videos. Now you too.
Now me also, yeah. And to Chrissy's family, who was really, really helpful. They traveled a long distance. Some came from Manila. Some came by bus 7 hours from Pagadian. We slept them lined up like sardines in a can. They were such a pleasure. And, you know, it's really interesting in an age gap relationship to see your family members being so loving and accepting and so proud of you. And they all are wearing these Fly Me to the Philippines shirts. Should we show it one more time?
Yes.
Like, they're all out on the patio after the wedding, and they're all...
You should wear this.
Yeah, we should wear this. And they're all wearing the Fly Me to the Philippines shirts. And I want to thank all the family members. I want to thank everybody who wrote a kind comment on our community page or made other comments on our page. We're back. We're going to have our interview with Michael and Catherine from That Philippines Life next. And if you haven't seen the Ruby and Glenn story, episode 5 is at 50,000 views. The house up in the mountains that he's 80% complete building on crazy acreage, only 45 minutes away from here. People are going crazy about that part of the video. You can see on the retention graph. They're watching that over and over again. You'll want to see all 5 episodes. We've never done 5 episodes before. And Chrissy, if anybody wants a 90-minute consultation, what should they do?
Just email us on flymetothephilippines@gmail.com. Look for Robert.
Look in the description box. My calendar has a link right there. Until next time.
We welcome you to the new chapter of our life as a married couple.
Oh,
We already give them away a lot of kisses.
what a
Till
wife.
next time,
What a wife, what a life. Till next time.
only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.